this is what the live looks like. You'll see like questions kind of pop up here if we get any. I'll read them to you though, so it's not. What's going on? We are here in Costa Mesa, California with the owner of Yucca Fins, Sean Starky. What a treat.
How you doing, guys?
Everyone say hello. This one's going to be a little bit of a different live. We're going to be more question and answer, Q&A kind of thing instead of more of a product-based live like we've been doing in the past. See, we could invite Browning Nav to join as a guest if we wanted to. Hi, Nicole. So while we're waiting for people to join,
start firing
I guess I'll start firing off a couple questions that I have prepared here. So when did you realize that you wanted to start a fin brand?
Probably when I was a kid, but it was more of like a daydream. I've always really liked body surfing and I'm into gear. I think that's why I ended up owning a gear company. And I just had an infatuation with Viper growing up. That's why you'll see Vipers in here, even though it's the Yucca shop. It's one of my favorite fin brands when I was a kid. So I always liked fins. I grew up pretty blue collar, so it was more of a dream. I never thought I'd own a company. But as I got older, my perspective on things changed. And I was like, hey, I think I can do this, and I think I can bring a really cool product to market it. And it turns out we did. Me and my business partner, Mike Marshall. So yeah, since I was a kid, always wanted to start my own fin company. And here we are on a TikTok Live.
Yeah.
We're doing it.
Yeah, dude. You would have told us that. If you would have told me this even a year ago.
Yeah, and I started it not to make money. It was selfishly, I was like, hey, I want to make dope gear for my friends and me. And like, hey, if we don't sell any fins, I'll have fins for the rest of my life that are sick. So I was like, yeah, I'll be worth it. And I think that translated to people. Like, oh, hey, this isn't one of these like bank-owned, ultra-corporate wannabe surf companies. Like, we're an actual surf brand owned by surfers. Like, who would have thought? People like that. So yeah, that's kind of, and I thought like some of the brands were just kind of blowing it, like Race to the Bottom with the quality of the rubber. Like, we can get into that later. But yeah, it was just more for me. I wanted decent fins, and I think we do a great job at that. And I just kind of wanted to make a cool fin brand, for lack of a better term.
Yeah, so you brought up the Viper. What made you want to model the fin kind of after the Viper as opposed to another fin brand?
It's not so much that it's modeled after the Viper. There's some Scott, the old Scott USAs. Most of you probably aren't familiar with them. They're a fin brand in the 80s. It was more, I grew up in a longer blade, so that's why we offer a long fin, and then also kind of off topic. I grew up skiing too. And with skiers, we have multiple options for different conditions. So I always was frustrated with fin companies. They were like, here's your one style fin and one flex, like, good luck. And I'm like, well, wait, sometimes I want to like go snorkel in Laguna with my homies or my wife. And sometimes I want a fin for big wedge or going over to Hawaii and surfing pipe. So that was more like, I think there needs to be more options for people because there's so many different types of ocean enthusiasts, and it's not a, how do you say, like one size fits all when it comes to gear. Like, look how many surfers own. Same thing with fins.
For sure.
So, yeah.
So I mean, going off the kind of the different flexes, what is your preferred fin flex, and why is that?
I'm in a softer fin. Probably back to skiing. My feet hurt after skiing all winter, and I don't like my feet hurting. So I prefer. Used to be an ultra soft. I'm in a super now. Since the rails are a little stiffer, so I get a little more pop, I kind of default to the super. I like the long blade. I will run a short blade. Just to kind of streamline my life, though, I just got to keep this one in the van. This is actually the current colorway I picked that I'm running this summer, spring, summer. So yeah, I'm a super to ultra soft. I don't know if it's like a real choppy, like, swim stroke. I use a lot of my upper body too, so I don't feel like maybe I need the stiffest fin to get into waves. And I'm usually riding, like, when I do body surf, I like wedge, so it doesn't like take much to get me into a wave.
Yeah, that pop at wedge is pretty unmatched.
Yeah. Yeah, and I like to sit kind of inside. Like, a lot of these guys, like Jeremy and these bigger dudes that are good swimmers, I get pissed. They sit super far outside and it turns into a swim meet. And I'm like, time out, like, I want to sit right here and peeky paddle into them, you know? Then even surf matting, like I like the Super Flex a lot. Because you're always death gripping the mat. And I like the little softer flex because it doesn't fatigue me as much as you're just kicking the whole time on a surf mat. It's kind of hard to get up on a airbag and use your upper body to paddle, you know?
For sure. Well, the Ventura Point a couple weekends ago, that current just like rips down the whole point kind of.
For sure.
So I was like you said, I was kind of just holding the thing out front, kicking for like, it felt like hours. Like I never got like a break, but I was using a soft flex.
Yeah, you're young and fit though.
I am.
I'm actually can't even believe I'm gonna
So
say
it's
this.
a blessing and a curse.
I'm gonna be 40 in like 2 months, dude. So I need all the help I can get. I'm no spring chicken anymore.
Hey, but you still look good doing it.
Thanks, Lucas.
We were body surfing wedge one day, and it was me, Starky, and like 3 other guys maybe, and my mom had come down on the beach, and she was like watching me, and she's like, "Oh, Jeremy, I saw you get a couple. Like, you looked good, but man, Starky just looks so smooth."
I'm a big like style guy. In all aspects of life, I'm not so big on doing all the tricks. I think it's cool to keep it simple and keep it stylish.
We got Mark Shepherdson here on the North Shore sending appreciation.
Right on.
What's up, Mark? Then we got, what's that navy beanie you're wearing?
Oh, just a Yucca beanie. We dropped it 2 weeks ago.
That's the standard issue.
Yeah, thanks.
Super
I
set.
forgot for a sec.
You guys glad to be here now, Pupukea. It's going off. I was just in Hawaii out on the North Shore a couple weeks ago. The boss man let me take a week off, so I got a couple waves at Pipe, and
Nothing better than the North Shore of Oahu.
we got someone named Tim saying ready for some serious questions.
I'm ready. Fire off.
I'm
BBQ.
ready, Tim. I have some more questions prepared if nobody has any other ones, but I know a lot of people are curious about this brand. I get a lot of DMs asking questions. I try to answer them as best I can.
Yeah,
but
we've been around for 7 years, but we really didn't do any marketing.
yeah.
So we're like the hometown heroes of Southern California. A lot of the Hawaiians picked it up. These Hawaiians, like, they're into good gear. They got serious waves in Hawaii, so they'll gravitate to good gear, and word gets out in that community. So now business is growing. We have Jeremy helping us out, Nicole, Sauger. So we're doing more marketing, and people have been stoked. You got to get the word out.
Yeah, so a lot of people think Yucca is like a huge production. What does like our day-to-day life look like here?
Like my day to day?
Yeah, your day. I mean, we all kind of work together. You're kind of more on the wholesaling now, but
I don't know, small business grind. If anyone's ever worked for a small business, everyone's got to do everything, and it's all about teamwork and just grinding it out. I used to do every single thing here.
yeah. Yeah, when I first started, Starky was like not very happy all the time. But now that I can help him out a little bit. He's a little happier and a little bit nicer. But Jeremy's mom here. I didn't even know you were on TikTok.
Hi.
Sean, you're really very smooth on the waves. You're good too, Jeremy. Thank you, Mom.
That's so rad. You just brought that up too.
I think
Where'd BBQ go? I want some.
Yeah, I don't know. Tim's all talk. Ricky, come over and say what's up to the camera. Come here.
This is Ricardo.
If you've ever ordered fins with pads on them, this is the guy that puts them on.
Let's show them.
Aloha, brothers.
Some people might not know what padded fins are like.
Let me bring some right here.
I got it right here, buddy.
Oh, Tim says top 5 wedge body surfers. Let's hear it.
Give me 1 sec.
Tim,
I'll bring that up.
do you want an all-time
So Ricky,
Tim, or do you want?
So I just want to educate people real quick on the fin pads. These are hand glued by Ricardo. That's why they could take a couple days. So let's remember, these are custom. We do them to the fin. It's super dope. It's super custom. It's super comfortable. Ricardo does all the fins. All right, top 5.
Let's do all-time first, and then if Tim wants a current.
Man, I hope I don't whip anybody. I'll let Burnham be in there. I'm not gonna. This is in no particular order. Tim's very insecure. He probably just wanted to hear his name said. I have to remind him all the time. The guy's a gangster in all aspects of the ocean. I'm not gonna say his name first. John Karam, aka Potato Head, aka Kunu, aka my wedge dad. John Karam, he's got the most unreal spinner. Tim Burnham. It's already 2, dude. It goes quick. Obviously, Matt Larson. And then it gets real tricky. I'm going to say Carl Larson, Scott Matthews. Carl Larson is slept on. Well, I really look up to the guys at Wedge who just go about their business. They work really hard. They raise their kids. They show up. They don't care if anyone's on the beach. Everyone's getting their photo, and they just are about scoring proper wedge and riding it really well. I think Carl Larson's very slept on. But that's what's cool about wedge. There's like all the dudes down there are honestly pretty good.
So like there were how
Jeremy's
many
coming up. If you and then like you could even segment. Like there's the big wave guys, small wave guys. Like it's.
So how many generations would you say of guys came before you that like you never got to really see them ride when they were like in their like
Simpson,
prime?
the owner of Viper. I kind of kneeboarded with Romanowski. Yeah, it's tricky.
Because I always hear these stories of like
Terry Wade. I never saw Terry Wade.
I've never seen John Carroll.
And so that's why I'm going to default to Matt Larson on the top 5 because I got to see Matt Larson ride big waves. Like no shade to Terry Wade. I'm sure he was great.
That's what
I had like personal experiences in the water at a young age with Matt, so he's going to be in my top 5.
Right.
Did that cut it for you, BBQ?
Let's see if he said something. Oh, he goes, last question, then I'm out. Oh, Tim, that's funny. That was actually one of my questions was, what is your all-time favorite colorway that we've done on a fin?
Man. It's probably like the OG tan and black. I'm really crushing on this Ola right now. I designed this. It has some of the earthy tones and then the turquoise. But yeah, I default to the first round of fins. It's a tan with a black blade. Very simple. No one's ever made a fin like that. We came right out of the gates swinging. Like, this is what's up. This is Yucca fins. We're going to run it our way. So, yeah. Should you pan up there? Or is it too much?
Yeah, I'm not there. I'll lift the whole tripod up. Ooh, we're going mobile.
And if you actually happen to own some of those, they're very rare because we didn't make many when our first run of fins.
Those guys. The black and the tan. Oh, man, you guys are way up there. Oh.
Thank you, Wiggins.
Yes, of course. I hope we rerun a color like that soon. Those things are mean. I lost one of my Kalani's. Need a new pair badly.
Gotta get some shoelaces, Yucca laces.
What size are you, Mark? I got a pair at my house. Zaya said, the type of man I abandoned my kids for. Thank you.
I'll take it.
All right, here's Carson. Are you guys from Yucca Valley?
No, so the backstory on the name Yucca Fins, I never really talked about this, honestly. We are in SoCal. I grew up spending a lot of time in the local mountains, even the San Bernardino Mountains, which are right in front of Yucca Valley. And yuccas are prevalent in our local mountains, and I just really like the plant. I like the high desert. I like our local mountains. It's a very unique area with plants. We have native plants at Yucca, so I kind of like, there's a lot that goes into branding. I just like the name, we named the company Yucca.
Yeah, if you guys ever do stop by the shop in Costa Mesa, just take a couple minutes and observe the garden that we have out front.
I get overwhelmed with emails, so I made a Zen garden at Yucca, so I walk out there.
Yeah. We spent all last winter planting all these native plants.
Jeremy helped me. It was fun.
It was a good time. But yeah, if you guys stop by, check out the plants for sure. Oh, Mark, you're at 12-13. I got a large at home, unfortunately.
We'll look in
Yeah, we'll see what we got.
the overflow.
These are the best. Well, let me roll through these. Oh, so Mark is Luke Shepherdson's dad.
I knew.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's sick. I'm glad the whole family runs the Yuccas. Cool. All right. Don't see any other questions. So, what was kind of the turning point that made you realize that Yucca had like potential to really change, I guess, everything, like change the game?
Well, I kind of always believe that. That's why I started the company, right? But it is fun, like back to the Shepherdson family, seeing Luke and guys like that, like Mark Healy's in the fins. Seeing guys I look up to and I know that are legit in the ocean, pick a Yucca, sometimes even paying full price to run it to save lives is like, wow.
Yeah.
Like people do like the fin and use the fin as a tool. But then again, I grew up riding wedge. And is Ricky in this foot? Riri,
Yeah, it's fine. We're mics. Yeah,
yeah.
They won't pick it up.
So yeah, I am like I've used all the fins. I used to heavily modify UDTs. This is kind of fun. Let me grab it.
He's grabbing a UDT.
So like I was honestly never happy with the fin offerings that were available for Yucca. So like I get real crazy with it. Like this is an old UDT and I'd heavily modify them. I'd belt sand down the rails, soften it up, because this was a dive fin. And we're gonna do a series on vintage fins. I'm kind of like a little bit of a nerd. The UDTs, this was the original Navy SEAL dive fin. I'd add the inline drainage. This is super important. And a lot of fins don't have the drainage in the right spot. So I was always I padded these fins before like Yucca fin pads, like to take up space, because this is meant to have a dive booty in it. This is a legit dive fin. So yeah, you can tell I like soft fins, soften it up. So I kind of always knew, like with my knowledge of fins, I could come out with something pretty killer. You know, I think that's why it's resonated with so many people.
Right. So at what point was it like
during the...
At what point were you like, you went from I think this will be successful to like this is successful? Like what was
Not
that?
to get into the whole David Goggins, but you start a company, you better have the right mindset.
For sure.
Because it's like anyone out there thinking about anything in life, guys, I'm gonna fill you in some old man knowledge. Life is a boxing match, and you're gonna get your ass knocked out repetitively. You just gotta get up, and you're gonna get knocked out again. So that's like, especially, that's how I look at small business. Like there's always issues, we're always problem solving. Like even though you're growing, it's just like you get bigger and bigger problems, and we're just constantly just problem solving. That's all it is. So I kind of always knew, and you gotta believe in yourself.
Cool. Mark said our fins are the very best that he's ever had in his 50 years of body surfing.
And that helps, guys that have actually used fins. They're not these Johnny-come-latelys, you know.
Yeah.
With the internet now, you get a lot of people that are new to a hobby or interest, and they have an outlet to voice their opinion. Sometimes it can be negative, but most of the guys that know what's up with fins really enjoy the Yuccas.
Cool. Would you guys ever do legit scuba fins, or is it just the Ultra Soft Flex? Is that the softest we're gonna go?
So right now, I kind of only want to do things I'm super passionate about. I don't scuba, I dive, and if I were to start scuba, I'd just wear this. So right now, our long blade and Ultra Soft's kind of our snorkeling dive fin. Things do change, but like in the next 5 years, we won't have like a legit carbon fiber dive fin.
Totally. Yeah. I mean, they work great for that. If you do want to go free dive, snorkel,
But we're
scuba.
pretty true to what we sell. Like all of us here run the gear. Not many of us. That's a kind of a different segment, like the full scuba. I think it's super cool, but it's not something many of us are doing on the regular.
Can I use them for free diving? Of course.
100%. A lot of homies, like we have Newport Harbor right here. A lot of the dudes just have the long blade on the boat. They don't take up much space. They come up on some fish, throw them on, grab a spear gun, and handle it.
Let's see. Someone said, the swimmer dude's in here. So sick. He said the long blades are great for snorkel strike missions.
Totally, I agree.
Super cool. I made a kind of changing the topic a little bit. I made a video a couple weeks ago about like localism in surfing and how I think it's a good thing.
Yeah, I really battle with that now that
Yeah.
I'm older.
But
Like,
so-
I used to literally pick on this dude when he was a little kid.
He was a big bully to me, but he's nice.
And I'm kind of like, it's more of a safety thing for me now. Like I
That's
get
what I brought up.
Yeah, I get the localism thing. Because a lot of these heavy local spots are very dangerous waves, and there needs to be law and order. But now that I'm older too, I think people that aren't from the area should be given the opportunity to go to a spot, and if they're respectful, they should be able to like at least be in the water.
Yeah.
Like maybe get some scraps. I battle with it. I'm like kind of getting hippie as I get older, so it's
Yeah.
tough.
So at Wedge specifically, Like, I was arguing with someone in the comments of that post that they think that they should be able to like roll up to wedge and just get waves. What do you think about that? Not like, obviously they should be totally allowed to be in the water.
Yeah,
There's
the
no
problem
issue
is, and
with
the
that.
reason there is localism is surfing is a limited resource. There's only so many waves, and there's been so many, like, I'm almost 40. I've been surfing there every swell since I was 15. Like, maybe missed a couple because of injuries. So that's like dedication. Like, I've missed people's weddings in the summer. That like my wife was in the wedding because wedge was good. So, and it's one of those things where you get seniority, and that's what keeps the law. Like, so if like Rick Piani, who lives at wedge, he's older. If he swims out, he's up. And that's just how you sort out the pecking order. And otherwise, it'd just be a free-for-all. Like, say on a good wedge hurricane swell, there's 40 dudes in the water. Like, like you have to have some sort of law and order to dictate who's in the water. And the rebuttal to that person that was arguing with you, you can get in that rotation too. You just, as of now, you got to start putting in your time, being cool, like start picking up trash on the beach. Like little things like that go a long way.
For sure.
You know, not trying to be insta-local too. No one wants that guy being too friendly right out of the gates. Ooh. So it's not like it isn't doable. I'm not even from Newport. I'm from Huntington Beach. These Newport heads, like Jeremy's from Huntington too. We already had a one strike showing up from Huntington.
Yeah.
Like 100%. Like that's how local. Like I would love to go surf Palos Verdes. It's just not gonna happen. I own a surf company. It's still not gonna happen. Like some spots are like you ain't born there, you ain't surfing there. It's tricky.
Tim says HB nerds.
There you go.
He goes, I'm up.
Yeah. Well, Burnham, like, I guess, like, from Newport went to modern day. So it's like, holding down Santa Ana, dude, surf team.
Let me see. Hayden goes, yeah, I agree. I do a lot of waiting when you guys are in the water.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It'll
Not
come.
really.
All of us are getting older. Like, there's shift changes. We just need to get back to Tim Burnham. He needs to get us some sand at wedge so the waves get better. We need more. We need that erosion and those rocks are just killing the waves. So it's even trickier because there's fewer good waves.
Sagar Patel goes, top 3 best grab-and-go meals in Newport, Costa Mesa.
Grab and go. Mother's pre-made skis burrito. I'm the wrong guy to ask. I just go to Mother's to get the pre-made skis burrito. And then Mercata. This is going to be heavy Mexican food. The Mercata Market on Harbor. What's the third one you think? Grab and go? Top 3 Mothers. Okay, I'll just name all the rice and cheese, the chicken and bean, and the steak burrito at Mothers. Top 3 right there. $6, in and out, grab a guava kombucha.
Things that I mean, kind of just what I eat for lunch here. I go to Filomena's right down the street. Crazy good chicken parm sandwich. I've been getting the Mother's burritos all this week. I can't stop. I'm like hooked on them right now.
We're big on food here, guys.
Yeah, Mercado.
We sling rubber and we talk about food.
Yeah.
This might turn into a food vlog.
It might, dude. It might have to. Later this summer, we might do like a little, not like a vlog thing, but like we go surf and then we go do some food review somewhere.
Nothing better than the post-surf grinds.
Where are you at right now? We are in Costa Mesa, California in our warehouse. We're in like the storefront, like retail zone. We got our fin wall back here. Those are the long blades. We got the short and longs over here. Yeah, Costa Mesa, Southern California. What fins do I get for wedge?
Personal preference. I know we have a lot of options. I would err on whether it's short or long, as standard or soft. If you're looking to body surf big waves, I would lean you into a longer fin. We don't have the added flotation of a bodyboard at body surfing, so that longer fin just helps get you moving. That way, like look at big wedge footage. That thing bounces off the jetty and is just ripping to shore. You got to get your momentum going up to be able to ride that thing. And then a majority of the wedge bodyboarders, since they have the added flotation, they run the shorter. They're just like, want the power. Let's go. They're in a short standard flex.
That's what I prefer most times when wedge is like decent size is a short. I like that little like poppiness of the short blade, but some guys prefer the long blade. It's like a total preference thing. So you kind of gotta try them all, to be honest, to figure out what you really prefer. But Most times I prefer the short blade.
And it's a mixed bag. Like there's this guy, JT Nicholson. You would not believe this guy was a gangster at wedge. Like you would not believe it. He looks like a computer engineer from Iowa, like straight up. And he's in like OG ultra softs that are even softer than our current ones. And he's smoking 20-foot peak. So it's like, remember kids too? I notice a lot of younger people want like the cheat code and stuff. It's the Indian, not the arrow. Like just go surf as much as you can and you will get better at surfing.
For sure. I run ultra soft, but they get dampened in big surf.
So what's happening is you're folding through them in big surf. And that's back to like, there's so much energy and waves moving. You're kicking so hard to get moving, you're kicking through the fin, and that happens in ultra soft. And that's why I was talking about bigger surf. If the surf's over 10 foot, or you'll see us say heavy conditions, you're gonna wanna get into the standard or soft flex. You need that blade to be stiffer.
For sure. I agree.
Keep the ultras though for like training and like swimming around in the small surf. You can't beat it.
Yeah, a lot of people really like using the ultra soft in the pool for pool training.
And then try like using more upper body. I have run the ultra softs in 20-foot wedge just to kind of prove it's doable. And it's like, you have to use a lot of your upper body to get moving. Kind of like a water polo style swim stroke. Kind of choppy.
I also made a video the other day about how a lot of the wedge body surfers aren't like great swimmers. So kind of break down that, like what that means.
You don't need to be a great swimmer at wedges. It's technically a shore break. The jetty creates a natural rip current, so we can just jump in the rip current, sucks you out. And when it's good, you ride to the sand, and you get to like high five the homies and walk back. Yeah. So it's more about being good at surfing than swimming, where like at pipe, or even a spot in San Diego Boomer or Blacks, there's a lot more swimming involved. I body surfed wedge 3 months after a full hip replacement. I was on a cane for a year. It took 2 years of surgery. I was in the worst shape of my life, and I was out body surfing 10 to 15 foot wedge. So it's like just knowing the spot and knowing the little tricks to it. You can be I'm a baseball player growing up. Same with Jeremy, and we're like the Hawaiians always ask like, you wedge guys are good swimmers. I'm like, not really. And obviously there are good swimmers at wedge. But yeah, there's some moves to it where you can kind of cheat it.
For sure. I did at baseball, we did like this, kind of like an Olympic style event, I guess, and I got picked to do like the swimming. And it was like 6 laps. And by the end of the 5th lap, I was just like completely fried. And everyone was like, dude, I thought you surfed and swam all the time. And I was like, oh, I body surf wedge. Like I'm not conditioned for those like longer.
Yeah, and to your point, in high school I got burnt out on baseball, so I wrestled and played water polo, and like people kind of knew I was already body surfing wedge, and like a lot of swimmers in SoCal and water polo players like they gravitate to body surfing, and they all thought I was a good swimmer, and like they thought my coach literally pulled me aside. I was like, dude, are you just not trying? I go, no, I just can't swim, dude.
That's so good. Starky, hi, it's Oliver. Oliver said hi.
What up, Oliver?
What's your beard care routine? And when are we getting a cast iron video on the Instagram?
Oh, dang. Yeah, I'm heavy into cast iron. I collect cast iron pans. We're talking about this is going to turn into Yucca Fits is going to turn into a food vlog. We could do that. And then I am fairly low maintenance. That's why I have a beard. It's not like a style thing. I don't have it in me to shave every day. So I just was naturally gifted with a good beard. I don't do anything to it. When people start commenting on it, when it's long, I buzz it. So I just buzzed it. It was kind of out of control. So I just trimmed it. I'm due for, I'll buzz my head soon too and just start the cycle all over. I'm pretty low maintenance with that stuff.
I don't think I've ever seen you with a buzzed head.
Yeah, buzz it. And
I think I've seen you trim it, but
I always regret it, but I just do it. So I don't have it in me to get a haircut.
Where was Yucca started?
Costa Mesa, California. I had a business with the other co-founder working on boats, and we had a warehouse in Westside across from town, so we technically had a warehouse. We didn't even have money for racks when we started. We just threw the fins in this warehouse. It was crazy. Like I remember all our first customers, like talk about homies, and they'll bring it up sometimes. Like, you remember when I came by and like we'd get an email and I'd leave the boat and drive back up to Costa Mesa from Newport Harbor just to meet somebody else. I was so excited. So yeah, it's been quite the journey. Now we have racks.
Now we have racks. I hate the racks. I hit my
Dude,
head on the
I've
racks.
built and moved racks like 4 times, you're telling me. I never want to see a rack again.
I hit my head every day on the racks. When are Will's fins dropping?
It's like pretty quick.
I think it should be
a couple
like
weeks.
mid-March, right?
Yeah, like quick.
Early to mid-March.
They're
So,
pretty
yeah.
dirty. That kid's so dope.
Should I grab some? Or is that...
Go grab 'em.
All right.
Yeah, Will is one of the local Costa Mesa Newport kids. He shreds on a surfboard too. That's what we're all about over here. Is like, don't get so focused on. You can grab this.
Yeah, I'm just saying. This girl asked for someone who's never tried your brand. Who and what is it for?
Our fins are to help you essentially swim in the ocean. We make rubber fins. So you can snorkel in them, you can body surf in them, bodyboard in them. A lot of lifeguard departments use them. Is when they're rescuing people that probably don't have fins in the water. They help them assist in the rescue. We're a surf brand that specializes in rubber fins. This is Budge's colorway. This is kind of top secret. He interned here last summer. We made him full all the tees. So that's kind of how you get a colorway at Yucca. You just kind of help out. So we kind of surprised them, kind of didn't. But I think this is a great colorway. It's in a soft. We have it coming out in a short and long.
Long blade.
I think they're cool. Let us know what you think. I hope you like them. We already ordered them.
Pink blue with a little off-white marble in the blade. One of my favorite colors we've done. We have a pair hanging up there that's very similar, and I was always hoping we'd rerun it.
Is that a crazy name?
What name is that?
Pink and blue.
Oh.
Probably what we name after people, dude. It's like, what do you name these things?
Swimmer Dude says, I'd love to see a body surf tutorial. Definitely more of a swimmer, casual, mediocre body surfer.
Yeah, it might be kind of hard to do. Maybe we should try to like do a mic'd up one at the wave pool. We can control the environment.
That'd be cool. I wonder if these mics would work.
Yeah. We should for sure do that.
I think this mic's off. Whatever, I bet they can hear me.
Yeah, you're close right here. If you have to charge them.
Yeah, they're off. The mics aren't even on.
Crazy.
All right, whatever. Can we have? Oh gosh. I'm not even gonna read that.
I'm glad I can't see because I'd probably get so fired up.
No, it's my friend from baseball. All right, what is your favorite body surf spot besides Wedge?
Pipeline. Pipeline's probably my favorite. No, Wedge. Because Wedge is so different. Like you can get the corner.
Besides Wedge.
Beside Wedge. No, I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Pipeline. The problem with Pipeline is it's so crowded now, and those guys, those Hawaiians, are like clocking in for work. A lot of those guys make a lot of money. I fully respect it. I'm not hating on it. So it's just like as I've gotten older, you need that killer mentality when you're at a surf spot, even at Wedge. You gotta just go in there. I have like a different personality at Wedge, right? Like when I'm not surfing, I want to be in the middle of nowhere, like looking at plants, like enjoying nature. But to get a wave at Pipe, you gotta be like kill or be killed. And then a sleeper spot for body surfing is Southside Seal. Again, fairly crowded. Killer, we got a customer, so we're gonna dip. Come on over, dude. We're live on TikTok. Oh, hey, what's up?
Look at these guys.
What do you need?
What up?
I was just saying what's up. I haven't been here yet.
Cool.
Say what's up.
Come back in like an hour. Say hi.
What's up, live? Dude, it's so sick.
Yeah, come back in like an hour, okay?
An hour?
Yeah.
Alright.
Or tomorrow, whatever, dude. We'll be done by then.
Are there a lot of women body surfers?
There he
What's
is.
up? What's up?
Oh no,
Sorry.
we're literally live on TikTok.
We're doing like a Q&A.
Just questions?
Yeah.
Alright.
Is there a lot of women body surfers? Who used to body surf Wedge like a couple
Alright,
years
see you
ago?
later.
Later, dude.
See
There's
ya.
a bunch of girls.
What was I forget her name. It was like
I know. She likes it.
Sierra?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And she body surfs really good.
Yeah.
Scotty Schaefer, she's in San Clemente. She's like, I remember swimming on 20-foot Puba K with her. This is before Yucca. She had defins on. And as she's swimming in, there's so much water, just pop that little defin in the air. Like, this chick is gnarly. But she
Yeah.
played Stanford water polo. She's a stud.
cool. Let me see if I missed any while I was grabbing Will's fins. This guy says I got a vintage fin sauce.
Oh,
Tap
dang.
in.
People keep asking for us to bring it back. Dang, he had a Ivy's kid had a cool pre-runner. We probably should.
All right, let's see. I don't have any questions on there. So what was the thought process behind designing the fin, like in with these specific?
So most of the
specs?
fins were designed like it's like 1950s. Some other fins are the 80s. They didn't have the software we have now. A lot of these pockets on these old fins aren't the shape of your foot. That's why they cramp your foot. We had access by timing when we designed the fin, the software. These are actually the shape of your foot. Okay, and then a lot of, like, look at the UDT. I actually had to drill those out. That's not much for drainage. We call it inline drainage. So by having the drainage at the bottom of the pocket, the water flows through the pocket. It's not getting to the end of the pocket, stretching the heel strap. Our fins don't have to be overly tight. They're much more comfortable. And then we have a full rail. Softer stiffness rubber, and still get that support in the kick. Fins are fairly simple. The super key thing is we run really good rubber. And it's tough to kind of portray that online, but when people feel it, they're like, oh, I get it. Like, we're a little more money, but we're spending the money on the rubber. We use the good rubber.
Cool. Mark, we have quite a few shops that carry our fins on Oahu. We have Town and Country, HIC, the Haleiwa Surf Shop. Is that it on Oahu?
What's the surf school one? Surf Republic?
Oh, I know his name. It's just Surf Camp Hawaii.
Surf Camp Hawaii. Town and Country and HIC are your best bets.
Cool. You ever body surf LA County?
Yeah, I used to surf the spots, kind of secret. I'll say the name. It's like 2026. Ship pipe in front of the LAX. Nuts wave. I've gotten the Chevron plant in front of it. I've surf matted all those points up there. When I was younger, I randomly dated a girl in high school. Her uncle was newbie on Baywatch. He was the actual lifeguard. He had keys to peg. So I got to surf Point Doom a lot in like 2000 to 2004. Like super uncrowded. Like I always think about it. I wish I would have lurked around Palos Verdes more when I was younger. But yeah, right when I had wheels in the winter, I was driving up to LA County. All about it.
Yeah, that was another spot I brought up in the localism video was Lunata Bay.
I like to surf a lot too. Wedge isn't good, so I'd always have fins, and like I surfed a lot of like quads and fishes when I was in shape and younger.
Yeah, Lunata Bay. I've always been like scared to go to Lunata Bay, but I don't think that localism is like.
It's still there.
But it's not like as, but like they're not gonna like beat
It's
me
pretty
up,
bad.
slash my tires. I don't know.
Whatever, dude. I'm jealous.
Yeah.
I was up there last week and it was double overhead and 3 dudes in the water offshore. Blew my mind.
I know. Every time there's like one of these big northwests, I just see like someone filming from the cliff, and it just looks like a 10 out of 10 every time. It's like kind of sheltered
That's
from
on
the
the surf
wind.
mat.
Yeah.
Like bananas. I'm real into the surf mats now, so I just want to get on I need to get down to Baja and get on with like Scorpion Bay.
There was a huge lawsuit that happened because of those local guys. Yeah, that's why I think it kind of calmed down
I heard
a little
that
bit.
too, but I heard they're still like gonna chirp. And I'm older, like I just don't want dudes. When I'm surfing, it's the whole like I like to be in nature, like blah blah blah. Ride the energy, man. I don't want guys chirping at me.
Right.
So I think even they probably won't like destroy your car. I just don't want dudes chirping at me. When I run hot, so I'll chirp back. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like I like the localism until it starts affecting me.
Yeah, when you're the local. And now us wedge guys are getting too crippled. Me and BB are too crippled to ride big waves anymore.
Oh, that's the best. Tim is very good for regulating out there, though. You know.
He's the worst.
What? Okay, let's see. I don't think. I don't surf, but I dive a lot. Secret spots at PB. I've never been messed with. Locals at Porto are the locals at Porto are just as bad apparently.
Oh dang,
I've never surfed up there.
it's good.
Yeah, I've heard. Jamie surfed there a couple days ago. He said it was really fun. He didn't get hassled. Don't hassle, I'm local. What was your favorite memory in the ocean? Like it could be any age, and kind of break that down.
Man, my all-time favorite.
Or something that like really
I
sticks
got
out.
one. Like me and Thomas were on Oahu. Before Thomas had a family, and before I owned Yucca, we would last minute fly to Oahu and just rent a minivan, and we just sleep on our surf mats in the van. We get the van where the seats went flat.
Yeah.
And the Hawaiians are so great. We got on a Pyramid Rock. It's a military base. You got to know somebody. People were saluting us because we were with the big dogs. So they happen to buy. That's what's cool about body surfing. It's such like it's a smaller thing, so everyone's a little more like there's a little bit more of a bond with fellow body surfers. And it was kind of doing whatever. We actually met 2 Navy SEALs out there. That was fun. Body surf with them. And then we barbecued at Yucca. And it was early season, so there was some sand on the sandbar, and they kind of call it the Vulcan Bowl. And there was a little, like the Hawaiians, they're spoiled, dude, I'll say it. They're there's backwash. Compared to Wedge, it was a 10 out of 10 pipe day, like 4 dudes in the water. So me and Thomas were like, hey, have fun barbecuing, we're going to be in the water. And we body surfed till sunset with like 3 bodyboarders, that's it. And it's very rare being a body surfer, you can kind of get over towards the peak and not just get the scraps. So that stands out. When I was in high school on Super Bowl Sunday, I got Southside Seal by myself at Head High. That's always stands out to me because whenever I go to surf Seal Beach now, there's 1,000 people in the water and I get all bummed.
Of course.
Like things were like, the cams make it tricky now because it's so easy to see what spot's going off. Back in the day, you had to literally drive around and look at it.
Yeah.
And then I have countless days. Fall is the time to score wedge. The kids go back to school. The sand is usually more like manicured groomed. We don't have a reef like pipe. So at wedge, you could have swell, but if the sand's not right, it's not going to be right. Countless fall days, even with Tim BBQ, just like scoring. I like wedge, 6 to 12 foot towards the jetty, cornerable, like steep takeoff into a barrel down the beach to the sand. That's what I'm a little, I'll say it. I'm like, I've always been scared of the big waves. Now I'm old. I'm just like, don't want to get hurt. I'll still mess with it, but Jeremy could take the reins.
Yeah, I like the bigger ones. I like kind of just sitting out back and waiting for the sets. I see them like him and like Noah Gerard. They all kind of sit on the inside and get like the better waves.
I like to cheat. When wedge is proper, you'll get a side wave, cornerable, and a peak. I have ADD. I'm super impatient. I can't just sit outside. The peaks aren't as often as the inside stuff. So I like to play the chest game and cheat the inside and the outside. So now, sorry Wiggins, I'm going to go on this next one. Like, that sucks to be you, but I'm old. And I own Yucca now.
It is what it is. What am I going to do? Am I going to burn him? No.
There's a funny story. Can we go off topic?
Yeah.
They're like 10 years younger, Teddy Vanderick and Hawthorne Charlie. These guys are like jiu-jitsu, grew up boxing, like studs, can beat me up every day of the week. I would always mess with them. I'd do that. They'd sit, wait for peaks. I'd kind of swim out during a set and go, sorry boys, like, I'm up. And they finally realized they could just like, what are we doing? Like, Starky's like, we just beat this dude up. And they went to like, dude, you're done. Like, you're done, Starky. And I'm like, dang. And now they're up and I'm not. So they had this like epiphany, like, and now they're pumping me in the water. It's so good. What up? They're not on TikTok, but I'm gonna say hi. What up, guys? This might go on YouTube. We'll see.
So at wedge, you said you like the ones that break closer to the jetty. What conditions like make it break closer to the jetty versus like further out?
Yeah, so
farther?
swell angle helps a lot. So wedge is unique for Orange County. You have to guys think about this. The west coast of the United States is facing west. If you look at an aerial map of Newport Beach, Huntington facing west, that peninsula jogs and goes east, so it's facing south. And there's a deep water canyon, so it just sucks all those southern hemispheres off New Zealand, those hurricane swells off mainland. It just eats those swells up. So direction's huge. That's like a hot topic, 180 to 220. That's like the dark arts. If you want to get into that, that's a whole like hour video. And then the sand. You need sand up on the jetty to help the wave break by the jetty essentially. So that's what's tricky about wedge. You get ultra addicted to it because it's like so hard to get it. And then we deal with south winds, you know, like everything can line up. And then when I was a little kid, I thought pipeline was always good. You see these photos in the 90s in Surfer Magazine, Surfer Journal, you just think it's always good. You go over there, like the saying in Oahu is, if you're on the beach and pipe's going off, you're already too late. That's how quick the conditions can change. So similar with wedge. It's painful. Then you become an adult and you have to go to work. And I got in this one summer, I was always like an hour earlier late. You know, and there's those homies that are like, have it figured out, like Burnham, who just are at the beach all day. I don't know what's going on there. We got DHL rolling through. He's cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, I remember this summer, I was like off my game. It's always a day late and a buck short. So it can get tricky, dude. It's hard.
One guy asked, pound for pound, Sandy's or wedge?
I think Sandy's is a harder way. I was talking to some dude at the grocery store about this. We helped him out.
Yeah.
I'll wrap this up. I ran into some homies at Mother's. We were talking about Sandy's. I thought I would be better acclimated to body surf Sandy's going about wedge, but like Sandy's is so top to bottom. So for me, Sandy's is I don't know, like great wave. You could argue it's better than the wedge. It's like, look at Hawaii. It's like tropical, the water's warm. Everyone's posted up. It's the sickest, like Sandy's top, like #1 spot for the vibe for sure. But for me, it's actually a harder wave to body surf than wedge. I think that's like why guys like Kai Santos can come over to wedge and just tear it up. Because they're so used to like wedge, you can kind of like, I'm gonna get over there and ride the wave. I feel like Sandy's, you have to do a legit bottom. You go straight to the bottom and then you turn and go. I remember getting my ass handed to me at Sandy's, but one time I kind of got it on a good day.
I like that Hawaii, the sand is softer though. You know, it's not.
You want to know why? Steve Capella, a Hawaiian legend, Kai Santos' stepbrother, told me this. You know why?
I think I know, but
The sand in the Hawaiian Islands is broken down coral. The sand in California is broken down granite. So our sand's more like concrete.
like more fine and like
I don't know. It's different sand, dude.
it feels like concrete.
Yeah. Never thought of it like that.
I like Waimea too. Like the sand is just like you step on it and you're
More
like
airy.
you're like ankle deep in sand. It's just
More airy, dude. Maybe it's like coarser, so there's more air in it.
yeah.
You get that fine granite, dude. It's just like getting plastered in asphalt.
Sandy's somewhere to wedge. Let me see if I have any. I'm not seeing any other questions right now, but experience. Oh yeah, let's finish with the wedge rescue attempt.
All
Break
right.
that story down.
So I'll make it quick. This is a long story. In '09, we had like a code red swell from New Zealand. It was big, like easily 30 foot. The scariest part about it was the amount of waves in a set. Like, and people exaggerate. This was serious. Ron Wanowski, like a wedge historian, said it's like the biggest wedge he's ever seen. I'm very comfortable at wedge, and I usually like to swim out during a set to kind of just get and kind of, well, I'll say it, to flex on everybody. I know wedge is literally my backyard, and I remember getting a little bit of trouble. I mean, like, it woke me up. I'm like, what is going on out here? This is serious. I was actually a little scared. Keith Malloy happened to be in the water, checking wedge out for his upcoming body surf movie from Higher Water. And he was like, yo, this is fucking, it was serious. This guy died. Not Keith Malloy, the other dude. This is serious. I haven't been in waves this big since like whatever in Hawaii. I was like, oh man, like Keith Malloy's been around. So serious big day. I had just gotten in between, like, Craig, I remember Craig, like, wedge is kind of my bar scene, and we're all kind of joking around, having a good time. This '09 swell, everyone was fixated on the jetty. The jetties are indicators, so if the jetty on a big day gets buried, that's that first surge of the set coming, so you know to like, hey, we need to get serious and get outside. And there's easily like 15 to 20 waves in a set. So it's like one thing to wear a 20 to 30 foot wave on the head. It's that like 6th one that gets you. And on normal swell, there's only 6. So you're kind of scrapping, kind of hurting, but you're like, but when there's like 10, 15, it gets scary real fast. And when it gets that big, there's like this, it's hard to describe, there's like a foam. And there's so much, you're like in a washing machine, so you can't even get your legs up. And it's It's a whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
The death triangle.
The death triangle.
I was kind of over it. I had these UDTs on actually. So that's insane. I got it in. There's a photo scene with actually got an in and out barrel, and it was because I was so scared. I was like, I'm getting my ass to the sand. And then when I was walking over the jetty, saw a ton of commotion. There was a lot of lifeguards, but it's tricky. Like, you can't even expect the lifeguards when it's that big to have the knowledge to know what's going on in Big Wedge. So I kind of knew I should probably help on the rescue. And I remember I tried to enter the water I already stuck my fins on with laces. I ended up 25 yards farther back than when I started. Right? It was crazy. And I knew he needed help because the guy had turned around and his back was to like the set of all sets of the day.
Yeah.
So Tim Burnham, who was just on here, he was smart enough to grab a buoy from a lifeguard. One Newport guard made it out. A couple got washed up in the rocks. We got to him. Unfortunately, he was like, I was probably like 200 pounds at the time. He was 280, and I didn't have a buoy. And we later found out he had already drowned by the time we got to him, so it was like all dead weight. I was gripping on him so hard, I ripped his rash guard off. I was like, fuck. And then, excuse my language, I'm kind of going back to it to think about, to remember it. And Burnham tried to throw me a buoy, but we were like up against the rock, so we were getting surged up onto the jetty, off the jetty. And then it came to a point, I looked at the lifeguard, and I'm like, hey, we're gonna end up getting rescued too if we don't get out of here, so it's kind of a bummer. We had to bail. I think the guy's name was Monty. I didn't know him. He wasn't a wedge guy. We swam outside, and what's pretty wild is he had drowned, and the current by that jetty I was talking about earlier was so strong, he popped out in front of us. So I kind of know CPR. There were a few wedge crew guys that were EMTs, so I was screaming at them, but they were all sucked out past the jetty. So we were like in this triangle zone doing CPR on him, trying to get him to the boat. And then the boat was super sketched out. They didn't want to back to that foam I was talking about. They can kind of like not like lose control of the boat. And then what sucks is the lifeguards didn't realize I was the dude that helped drag this dude out. So I was like gassed. I was on empty. So they told me to let go of the boat. So that was the tricky part, is I had to sit in the water for another hour to like regain my composure. And then it was so consistent, there weren't many lulls, and since it was so big, it was pretty much breaking it into the jetty. Like cylinders was like 20 foot and serious. I probably in hindsight should have just swam into the harbor.
Yeah.
And swam to like there's a dock at a public beach, but that's like, dude, that's all of a half-mile swim.
Right.
So yeah, it was gnarly, dude. I got an award from the city. Crazy story, dude. I tried to get a plumbing job with the city. I'm like, yeah, I'm obviously a good dude. Couldn't even get a job. Terrible. And then they wanted me to try out for lifeguards, but I'm a bad swimmer, so I just asked them to deputize me. But they're like, that's not how it works. I'm like, well, obviously I know the ocean, but that's kind of why I own my own business, dude. I do my own thing. But yeah, it was hectic.
That story is so gnarly. We had a couple people. This guy asked your opinion on panics.
Best body surf wave of all time. I wish it was a left. Us wedge guys are pre-programmed to go left. I've flown there 4 times trying to get it, and the swell got downgraded while I was in the air. So to me, it's like this mythical creature. One day I hope to get it. The other problem for us wedge guys is when panics is good, wedge is good. I've gotten older, so now I can bail on wedge, but there's always that FOMO, like, panics is so hard to get. I'd hate to fly all the way over there, and then wedge was all time. And the panics boys hold it down. Barry Bolt, Larry Russo, Kalani. So it's like, and I respect that, but I would love, I'm not that big on surf contests, but it'd be cool to go over there for a body surf contest when it was really good, because then you know you're going to get a couple waves. But yeah, top 5, probably the #1 body surf wave in the world, and then wedge is up there. But for sure panics.
What's your opinion on having a contest at wedge?
I don't know. Newport Beach is pretty cool. I don't think they'd ever do it. Out of respect for those homeowners that deal with so much drama in the summer, I'm kind of anti.
Yeah.
And I always tell people, show up on a 20-foot swell, there's a contest going down. It's just not official.
Yeah.
Everyone knows who's killing it. Everyone knows who got the big wave, the best wave. Like, that's what's cool about body surfing, is like, it's not a team sport. Like, everyone's out there trying to get theirs, and like, like contests. There's a contest every swell.
Yeah.
Just show up. You're like, we'll know if you won.
Oh man. Do we have any other questions? Kind of, Ray. I don't know if we have any collabs coming soon. Nothing really in the works right now.
Yeah, we're just kind of collabing with ourselves.
Yeah. We're building the brand as best we can right now. So nothing crazy collab.
I always got tired of giving all the good ideas to other companies.
Yeah. Yeah. If we have any other questions, drop them in here. We're here with the owner. So if you're tired of seeing me all the time,
Jeremy's easier on the eyes though.
a little bit. Do you have any tips for painting on fins?
Yes, use them a bunch. We do use, think of, these come out of a mold, so there's a mold release. Think of like a cooking spray, so they don't stick. Use them a ton, and then hose them down, let them dry, wipe them off. Even take like a Scotch-Brite pad, and then oil base. The bummer is you cannot use them. Sand in the ocean, the flex. But yeah, like anything paint-wise is prep's super important.
Do you remember your first wave at Wedge? Or first like real day?
I remember, I'm 40 and I have hard miles. So I got kind of obsessed when I was 15. Fun story, my other buddy, who was Troy Wall, he became a Special Forces in the Navy. We were like, the Wedge guys are known by the Speedos. We put our Speedo on, blah, blah, blah. One swell, I burned Matt Larson. I didn't know anybody. I accidentally burned Matt Larson, who's like, he's the guy at Wedge. And then Potato Head, who's like my best friend now. I get out of the water, goes, hey dude, you're such an idiot. You just burned Matt Larson. Luckily, Matt Larson was cool. They didn't yell at me. And then there's this legend, Dave Ellis, who's like OG Wedge crew. Like, was in a biker gang. Like, I was so scared of this dude at Wedge. There's a public park you walk up to. If I would see Dave Ellis, I would jam across the park and like backdoor it. You know that little sneaky walk in the city, just messed it all up.
With the
But one time I went right. I was like that idiot. And I popped up and Dave Ellis was like, that's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. See, I remember kind of blowing it for a long time. And then, of course, the first summer I got into it, we had a ton of hurricane swells. And looking back, I really wish I knew what I was doing. Those waves are so rippable. There's some photos that I have. And I was kind of, I could tell from the photos I didn't really know what was going on. I just wish I could relive that summer of like 10 perfect hurricane swells. We're super overdue. It's been terrible for like, and I hate being that old guy and like bumming out these young guys that are still super into it.
It's not the same
We're
as it was.
super overdue, so that's really a hope. It'd be fun. I'm so busy, it's hard for me to get away in the summer, so it'd be pretty dope just to rip. We're like 4 miles from Wedge up here, so it'd be really cool to be able to go down there and get some waves.
A little lunch break, ride the bikes down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always hear about how good Wedge used to be. And I think it's pretty good now.
It still turns on, it's just not as consistent.
Yeah. I mean, it hasn't been really big since 2020.
Yeah.
There's so many
We call them
days.
media swells. We haven't had a media swell until the news comes down. We haven't had a media swell in a minute.
There's so many days I wish I could go back to when I was all scared. Like
Dude, I'm always scared.
that 2020 day, I was so scared.
Yeah, I came down the next day.
That was some of the best Wedge I've ever seen.
That was trippy. They had a fence up.
Yeah. I jumped in the
beach
harbor
was
and
closed.
swam around the fence. I didn't go down to like L. But the cops just watched me. It was nice. But when I was only bodyboard in a huge swell and got destroyed. That happens, Madden. That's what Wedge is known for, is just getting smoked. What would be your one tip for mentally surfing big, or like your mental tip for surfing big waves?
Whether or not you're comfortable, you got to be confident. When you swim or paddle into a big wave, you need to go in 100% committed. I call it the balk. If you have any hesitation, you're gonna get smoked. So like, you need to go into it like it's that kill or be killed. Like, I literally, if I can't envision, even skiing, I have other hobbies that are pretty serious. If I can't mentally see myself doing the act, I'm not doing it. So like, if I'm swimming in a 20-foot wave, I visualize. I'm visualizing my ass is going over there, like right now. And you have to be super confident. Why I like big surf in situations where like you can get injuries could happen. Is I'm ADD. It's hard for me to focus. So in those situations, you gotta lock in, right? You gotta lock in. Yeah, it's all about confidence, not ego. Just like and if you're not there, that's fine. Like you gotta walk before you can run.
Even if you are fully committed and no hesitation, you still get smoked. So
I get smoked all the time in big surf.
You also got to be confident in your ability to fall the right way. I think.
Yeah, and mitigate risk. Like,
yeah.
if you're gonna get smoked on a wedge peak, try to get your feet underneath you.
I always land on my shoulder. I find that
better than your head, dude.
Yeah, I always find that to be my
I try to get and sometimes you gotta know when to pull the eject button.
Yeah.
That's the hard thing with wedge is like which wave has backwash. And I pull. You'll see me going like this. I try to get my feet down.
Yeah, that eject button is crucial. Are Yucca Speedos coming?
Maybe. Probably, actually. We have some stuff. I can't get into it. Super skunk works, but probably. Who doesn't want a good tan line?
Yeah. Hey. I kind of need one this summer.
Hey, the Speedos are goofy, guys, but like for body surfing, what are we talking about? Way better.
We should make our own razor blades for Speedo season. Yucca times Bic. That'd be pretty funny.
That is funny.
We're all just baby legged out. No one wants to see that. It's just water is what I tell myself, yeah. Unless it's like 1 foot deep and you hit the sand.
Yeah, I ain't worried about the water, dude.
Do we have any new gear coming besides like the fins and the hoodies and stuff?
Yeah, trunks are making a comeback. We did sell out of surf mats super fast, so the mats are coming back. Then some really like insane colorways are coming. So yeah,
that'll be fun.
What do you guys like? What would you guys like? Let's switch it around. What kind of gear would you guys like to see us come out with?
Brady said love the trunks. Lawrence wants us to make some big dog trunks.
I always include the big boys, dude. Oh, like long inseam?
He said just XXL.
I got you.
Yeah, we'll make some big waist.
We have the 3XL. That's why we make a 16 Yucca's fit.
Yeah. If you have a foot bigger than a 16, you don't even really need fins at that point.
No, yeah, you're doing
It's just like built in. Everyone's saying trunks.
Oh, so yeah.
We're
on it.
We're dialing them in. Is the meeting of the mats coming back? We want to do something.
The problem is I've been a one-man show for a while. So unfortunately, like when you own a business, you're just wearing it. So now that we've gotten bigger, we're more freed up to do events. So there will be more events. For sure, we'll do another mat meet.
Sick.
Probably though, I'm leaning towards Bolsa Chica, North HB because there's lots of parking. I just want to make it easy parking, and that wave's super fun to mat on high tide.
Yeah, it is. So it's like Sea Point.
And then me and Wiggins are going to do a lot of the summer. We're like, hey, we're going to be at this spot. We're going to have a bunch of fins. Like, meet us down here. Super casual, last minute. Like, we'll have a bunch of fins as demos. Come hang out. Stuff like that.
This guy said Yucca Moto jersey.
I love that. I love the motos. I have one.
The one of one?
Honestly, surprisingly, I moto in our UV hoodie. It's like a perfect moto jersey.
Yeah.
Some of that moto gear, you start looking like a Power Ranger real quick. So I like the more low pro look.
I want to get like a baseball jersey.
Oh, here we go.
It says like, it's like Yucca, but it's in like the Dodgers font.
That'd be dope.
With like, like the Dodgers jersey has like a baseball with like the lines coming off it.
Yeah.
I want it to be like a fin, so it looks like a rocket ship. I'm a 15.5. Yucca's the only brand that makes fins comfy for my hooves.
We got you, brother. We're for the people.
For sure, more events. We'll do that. Do we have any ideas on any solid color fins coming anytime soon?
I need to get better about that. I have so much fun with the wild colors, but I forget. Like, we did that WHR back in the day, the solid blue.
I love the solid ones, dude.
Yeah, I'll plan on. Yeah, thanks for reminding me. Give us a couple months, probably fall. We'll drop some solid fins. They look so. We have the solid black, obviously, and the scraps is kind of solid, but they look so good with the pads.
He said the green Farcos were killer.
That's top 5.
Yeah, definitely.
We got them hanging up on the Hall of Fame.
Of course.
You'll notice I don't know if I want to say the bangers, but the colors I like will usually come out in a. You want to know what Starky colors? Super Flex and Ultra Soft. That's the flex I run. So if I really like the color to crush on it, I make sure it's in a Super Ultra.
Sick, dude. I think that's going to about wrap it up.
Thanks for coming in.
Yeah, I appreciate
Peeps.
everyone that watched. If you have any other questions, hit me up in the DMs. I'll get back to you as soon as I can.
Info@yuccafins.com.
Yeah, you can always email us too. info@yuccafins.
Or just come to the shop. I'm all about it.
Yeah, if you're local, like stop by. Always happy to see customers in here. So, and yeah, we're planning on doing more lives. We're still just kind of getting into it. So, as we learn the ropes a little more, we'll go live a little more often. But cool, I appreciate you guys. I'll see you on the next one.